Hi there, it's Paul in Perth here again today, and we're going to be working on a BL Mazda 3 hatch today. And what we're going to do is we're going to remove a brake light or a tail light, we're going to remove a back bumper, and then we're going to remove the bumper reinforcing bar. So if you need to do one or any of these jobs, then this is the video for you. Let's start out with the tools that you're going to need to complete this job. In terms of sockets, you're going to need a 10, you're going to need an 8, and for the reinforcing bar, you're going to need a 14, okay? So that's 8, 10, and 14 are the ones you're going to need, and you're probably going to need some extenders, okay? So a short extender and a longish extender. You're going to need a medium flathead, a medium Phillips. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to need these, but I always love having them on hand, which is a little pick and a pry tool, okay, a trim removing tool. And lastly, I'm going to show you a trick that I don't see all the mechanics using, and it's how to get these lights out with a rubber mallet, okay? But we'll get to that in good time. So, firstly, I want to tell you, I've already done most of the work on the left-hand side. So as you can see, this tail light is already out, and a lot of the, trims holding on the left-hand side of this bumper are already off, okay? I promise you that the left and the right-hand sides are the same. So just do the mirror image on the other side. Now, we'll start out by taking out the brake light. Before we do that, I want to show you how they're, part of how they're constructed. So you'll see they've got 3 10mm nuts on the back, and those are your light globes. So to get them out, you turn them anti-clockwise and pull them out. It's okay. And by the way, if you need to change a light bulb in a tail light, it's as simple as that. You just get to it, give it a anti-clockwise turn, pull it out, and then pull the globe out, change it, put it back in the holder, and then put it back in the assembly. Okay. So it's as easy as that. So this is what we're about to work with. So have that in your mind, but if you don't have it in your mind, I'm going to put up a graphic to show you what it looks like, because you won't be able to see what I'm doing behind here. Okay, so for this part of the job, all I need is a 10mm ratchet. Okay, so I've got a little 10mm, and coming around here, I'm going to jump inside. Now you'll see there's a little cover here, so just pull that cover off. On the other side, when you're doing that, there's a panel. Okay, if you want to come around and have a look at the other side, there's a panel, and you've got your jack hiding away behind there. Okay, so that's what you've got. So on my side, I've got this little inspection hole. Now, I'll put up on the graphic on the screen what I'm looking at, and basically what I'm going to do, I'm unplugging one plug, unplugging the other plug. So now my 2 light bulbs are unplugged. I'm going to find those 3 10mm nuts, and I'm going to undo them. Okay, right, so there's one. Now I'll do a time lapse with the next 2 because I don't want you sitting there doing nothing. So this is time lapse. Okay, and now back to normal speed. So what we've got at this point is the only thing that's holding this light in is this clip here, okay? So if we position ourselves on the car, here there is this plastic clip, and it's aligned this way. So to get this out, it has to go straight back. Now what I've seen a lot of mechanics do, particularly home mechanics, is they'll grab this and they'll wiggle it, they'll get it to about there, and then they'll put their fingers under there and they'll yank hard. Or they'll get something and they'll put it in there and they'll lever. If they lever there, good chance you'll scratch the paint. If you pull here, it's a good chance you'll break the plastic. But I want you to notice something. If you look at the end of these bolts, you can see that the thread doesn't go all the way to the end of the bolt. So if I hit it, I'm not going to damage the thread. Now, use a rubber one, not a metal one, and tap softly on the end of one of those, nut bolts. It's actually easier on the other side. This side's a bit more tucked away. Now if you tap it, you'll find that you've knocked it off there, you haven't broken anything here, and you got it off fairly quickly and you haven't damaged anything. Okay? I'm in the habit of putting the nuts back on the bolts, just so I don't lose the nuts. And we've removed the first of our 3 things that we're going to remove. So there's our lighting assembly out in one piece. Now next thing we're going to remove is the bumper. Now with the bumper, holistically speaking, there are fasteners underneath, there are fasteners on the side, and there are fasteners on the top. Now the correct order to do it in is bottom, side, top. Because if you go top, side, bottom, then your head is underneath it. When it comes loose, it might land on you, okay? So start at the bottom while everything is still attached, and you're going to need a 10 mil. So I've got my 10 mil on here already. So I'll use the electric in this case just to make it faster for you. Now underneath, I might put up a graphic just to show you, but basically there's a 10 mil bolt here, and on the other side there's one there. So there's only 2 bolts, and that's it for the 10 mils underneath. There is also an 8 mil in the mudguard area. So if you look over here, there's an 8 mil. Oh, okay. These can sometimes be a little bit stuck because they get covered in a lot of mud and dirt and grime just because they're so close to where the wheels flick it up. They can sometimes get a bit rusty and a bit tight. So we got that out, no worries. So the bottom part of this vehicle is now free. I'll take another photo for you and pop it up on the screen for you. There's a connector just here that is connecting the license plate lights to the main wiring harness. So you just press the tab and undo that. Okay, so now you've seen the photos of that little electrical connector that I've disconnected here, and you've seen some photos of the 2 things underneath that I removed. Now, technically, you might be able to do this job without taking the wheels off, or the back wheels off. Just to make it easier for you to see everything, I'm definitely going to do it just to show you. So I'll just have to take a break because I need to go and get my 19 mil socket. Okay, so what you'll notice here is that the previous owner of this vehicle has put on rims off an SP23, and instead of 21 mil lug nuts, they've got these 19 mils. So normally you would need a 21 for this job. I'm going to do it with a 19, but it is quite a nice 17-inch rim. This is off the BK instead of the BL, but you know, quite a nice rim. Okay, so you'll have 5, I just had 2. You get the idea. Now, just as a safety thing, you always need to remember that a jack could fail, and if you've got a part of your body underneath the car, it's going to get crushed. So what you want to do is get something else underneath the car, just in case the jack fails, and a wheel is a really convenient thing to put in there. So I'm putting that in there, so I'm not worried when I put my head under there and my leg under there that I'm going to lose my head or my leg, because I've done that, okay? So please get in the habit of doing that. A lot of people use jack stands. Jack stands are great. However, I have seen them fall on this side. That's not going to go anywhere. So I'm actually feeling really secure with that there now. So let's have a look at the structure of what's going on here. So if you go from the camera about there, what you see is I've got this mud plate here I've got another plate here. What I actually need to get to is the fender retaining clip, which is there. So what I need to do is, I'll do it taking everything off just so that you can see everything. So I'll take this panel off first. So I've got an 8mm there. It looks like there was a clip there that's broken, which means the only one remaining is this one here. Just so you know, I'm wrecking this vehicle, so you know, I take them apart, I don't have to put them back together. So anyway, that's that panel there, and that gives you really good vision on this panel here. So I can see there's another Phillips head to come out here. It's one of these plastic ones that get a little bit grotty after a while. So you might notice I'm using my thumbnail to pull out while I'm using the screwdriver to pull back. That's because you need both actions, because they get really covered in dirt and grime, and sometimes what you'll find is they just turn and turn and turn, they don't come out. But if you can just get your fingernail underneath them, as you turn them, you can pull them out. Just a little trick with these ones here. This one here is just a turn by hand one. Nice and easy to get out this one. You just grab it and you just turn it with your hand. Okay, and that might be everything. Okay, there you go. So there's that panel off. Now, just cut, I don't know, try and come right in, see if you can see all the geometry back there. Can you see it, Rick?
Yep.
Okay, so thank you. This is Ricky from Paul and Ricky fame on the camera at the moment. So,
hello.
So thanks, Rick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove all this 8mm retainers here. I think there's 3. So one there, there's one there. And I'm sure there's a 3rd one somewhere. Maybe not, I know soon enough. No, that doesn't want to come, there must be a 3rd. Oh, there we go, okay. So you just pull it out, and once you start to hear pop, 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 the pop, pop, pop is all these things coming out of their retainers. So if you shoot over my left shoulder, Rick.
Yep.
So if you look in here, you'll see all these little clips, and these line up with these eyelets, okay? So what's actually holding the bumper in is that lug going through that hole. So it's like tab A into slot B. So when you put them back in, click, 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 and then just get the last one to line up. That's how they go on and off, okay? So they're just tabbed in, and then they're screwed in to hold them in that position. So again, to get them out from the bottom corner, just lift it back, and then pop, 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 and that comes off. So I'm off to there. So now I've finished the bottom and I've finished the side. So now we move to the top. Okay. There's a few things on the top. Let's go around them in order. So firstly, we've got one of these little pop studs here. So just get a flathead screwdriver underneath it. Oh, looks like I've broken this one. Okay, I've busted it, so I might as well bust it good. So get the pry tool underneath it and snap it. Okay, so there we go. We're off to here. Our next one is here. So we'll take that one out. Now the next one is hidden. The next one is hidden under this disc here. Okay, so get a little flathead, gently prise that off, and you'll find that there's another Phillips head behind there. There we go. Now, if I'm right, then that's it, okay? So that's the whole rear bumper off. And there's that electrical connector that I took off earlier, which goes off to the license plate lights, okay? So there's our bumper off. Now the next thing that we said we'd remove is the bumper reinforcement bar, which is this one here. Really, really easy to remove. all you need is a 14mm socket, and hopefully enough battery left. So there's eight nuts holding it on. So that's 4 on this side, there's the 4 there. And there's 4 on the other side. Now, just before you remove the very last one, just remember, it may try to fall on you when you remove the last one. So just get yourself ready to catch. There you go. So be ready to catch it. And there is our bumper reinforcing bar. Looks like we've got one job left to do, which is to neatly get this little connector off the back here. So it's a normal little double tang duva. So just press together with your fingers and get that out. And there is your reinforcing bar. So there you go. That's how you do it. You get the light off, the bumper off, the reinforcing bar off. I hope this has helped you with your BL ownership life. And please write to me. Tell me what country you're from. Tell me whether I've helped you. And thanks a lot from Paul in Perth. See you later. Bye. What do you know? I've got myself a new shelf. I'll see you again next time from Paul in Perth. Catch you later.